Let's now roll on over to the cream of the crop from our society, and this is coming up in our ever so popular segment called Who's Who. Here, our popular host is Mr. Sonny Siegel, who is the CIO of Montgomery County, Maryland. Come alongside me, and we shall now discover Mr. Siegel's guest for this week.
Good morning. Welcome to Global Television Network's Who is Who. I'm sitting for Mr. Sonny Siegel. This morning in our studio we have one of the prominent personality of Indian American community, Mr. Puneet Ahluwalia, who is not only a political activist, a businessman, a real estate tycoon, and also running for Central Committee in the state of Virginia. Mr. Ahluwalia, welcome to Who is Who of Global Television Network.
Dr. Banik, you're very kind with your words. Thank you.
Now, I have met many people in my life, but I have yet to meet an individual who is so multi-talented. You not only politically active, you are active in Republican Party, you are a vice chairman of Fairfax Republican Party, you are a businessman, you teaches at State Department, you have got Monster India, Monster Worldwide. You also worked with some prominent senators. How do you do all those things, young man?
First thing is, Dr. Banik, I have to thank you for being an inspiration. When you are a new immigrant, you see the personalities who have paved the way for the likes of me to reach a certain goal in terms of political activism and political role. So you were one of the very few Republicans who have served in the Reagan administration. So you set your goals and your sights to what you aspire to do, and then with incidents in life, you gravitate towards political influence, or more importantly, political voice, and then it leads to influence and then leadership. And I think I've taken the same path as you did. And I hope the viewers at home can be inspired with what he has done and what I'm looking to do. And we create a few thousand other Indian Americans and Asian Americans who follow the path and act and fully participate in the political process. So first thing is, I want to thank you for that. And to answer your question, I do it because I think it's a full life, make the most of it, and I enjoy what I do. I'm very passionate about it. So it's very natural.
Okay. As this Saturday is going to be a very important day in Virginia election, primary elections, and you are running for a slate in the Central Committee. I know the meanings of Central Committee. I have been involved into that. Would you tell our viewers what that position means to you and means to the Indian American community?
Very good question. State Central is not like a usual senator, delegate, congressman position. It's more of the party leadership program. Republican Party of Virginia has its managing directors, as you may call them, and they are state central members, which are basically chosen from the Republican citizens and Republican activists. And I guess if I get the vote and I win, I'll be the voice of the Indian American community. It's an important voice because that puts us in the hierarchy of the leadership of the state party, which is implementing the state party plan, including the nomination of candidates from school board all the way to U.S. Senate and governors for the state of Virginia.
Would you be the first Indian American in this position?
I have a dear friend of mine, Kishore Thota, who just got into State Central. In fact, I'm the one who recruited him in the Republican Party, and that's the beauty of it, that he is already on State Central, and he is with the next gen GOP. This is the young millennials, the young youth who are involved in that. So I think him and I both will be the two prominent Indian voice. But more importantly, the 10th district, which has got a large segment of Indian Americans, especially in Loudoun County, Fairfax, and Prince William. Yes, if I am appointed or elected, I'll be definitely an important voice of the Indian Americans in Northern Virginia.
How many candidates are there for this position?
We have 6 candidates.
6.
And I'm one of them. And there are 3 slots.
3 slots.
Yes, sir.
Well, you have got a 50-50 chance already there, no? So, Puneet, tell our viewers, so that I want to request all the Indian Americans and all Asians, anybody, to support Puneet Ahluwalia. I want to see you, the second Indian American in the Central Committee in Virginia.
Well, thank you, sir. Well, first thing is I request the community, be active, be participant. It matters. It's so important, especially as the country is moving in a different direction. It impacts our livelihoods, our businesses, along with the future of our kids. The other thing what I request my community to do is whatever you are gravitate towards, be a Republican or Democrat, choose, but at least go out and vote. And the other thing is, if you are not a delegate to the convention on April 16th, which is Saturday, tell your friends, tell your neighbors to come out and vote and support me, because I just can't do this without just by myself. I need the support of the community. I need the support of friends like you, and Neelimaji, who brings me on the television over and over again to send my message across to the community and have them participate.
When did you start your political process in the Republican Party?
I got involved in the early 2000s when Congressman Tom Davis wanted to reach out to Indian Americans, and he called me for a roundtable. So I got involved, but I didn't understand the two values because most of us, I was in the country almost at that time for about close to 10 plus years and didn't understand the process. But then what happens is after September 11th, I realized that we as minorities or Asian Americans, and especially as Sikh, we have to participate. Because if we don't participate, then you don't have a voice. And at that moment of time, our country was in crisis. And I started understanding the process for more. And then I made a very important choice to get involved with the grassroots. And here I am today.
Well, let me wish you happy Boishakhi.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you.
Now, you also were involved with one of the prominent senators in Virginia, George Allen.
Yes.
Could you tell our viewers about your involvement with him?
Well, Senator Allen, or Governor Allen, and Susan Allen are dear friends of ours. I have the highest respect and regard for Governor Allen. I think he is one of the finest gentlemen and a leader I have come across. In fact, when I started a new career in the political world, which was being lobbyist and consultant, he held my hand, he advised me and guided me, and I'm indebted to him for helping me create my new career. Again, he has been such an important force in the Republican Party, still in Virginia, that his statements, his voice makes a difference.
Besides your political involvement in the Republican Party and running for Central Committee, what do you do in real life situation?
Real life, I enjoy my family. We have 2 dogs. I love spending time with my dogs and, of course, my friends. I have businesses. We are blessed.
Yeah, tell me something about your businesses. You know?
I am a consultant and lobbyist. I represent companies, advising them and guiding them how to navigate in the state process and the federal process. And so that's a very good opportunity for me to keep myself very busy. And then we also have some investments in retail investments in Washington, D.C. So I help to manage those.
What's the name of your company?
My company is New World Strategies. It's a consulting company which focuses on building coalitions, helping with political consulting and access.
How is it related to Monster India and Monster World or something like that you have got involvement?
We were hired by Monster, which is a company, to help to spread their great work portal, which they have done a great job, which is called Ohio is for Jobs, Jobs for Ohio. And they want to do the same implementation in the state of Virginia and other states. So we are helping them in the state of Virginia. And then Monster India is looking to extend its footprint in India. So they had asked my help with the relationships I have with some of the Indian leaders to do that. And also my relationships with some of the Middle East countries. I'm working very closely with the country, Qatar, the state of Qatar. And my friend is one of the ministers there. So
wow.
Yes. And
Maybe I can visit him.
Yes, you should. In fact, my friend was there last week. My friend Senator Bryce Reeves, who's running for Lieutenant Governor, he was with him last week.
Okay.
And we're looking to do more ventures between Qatar, between US and Qatar.
I see, okay.
So they're looking to do, because Qatar is going to have FIFA, a FIFA World Cup. So he is going to help. Monster is looking to see how they can help them.
You also have been involved with the Department of State in USA. Tell our viewers what exactly you do in the Department of State.
What I do is that whenever we have our folks from the State Department going to India, they want to get what you call decode India, and spend good number of years in India, 24 years, and grew up there, school and college, so I understand the culture very well. So they want to know, how do you really, once you're there for 2 or 4 years, how do you interact with the local public? And the beauty is I have the best of two worlds. I understand the US culture very well, and I understand the Indian culture very well. So I help them how to interact with the locals and how really make some real tangible relationships. So I give few lectures on that.
I remember from the newspaper that you had accompanied some governors in India for trade missions.
Yes. I went with, I didn't go with Nikki Haley, but I was there to facilitate meetings because I represent an association which wanted to build more trade between state of South Carolina and their organizations, which were their companies in that organization. So I helped to facilitate that meetings. And then very recently, we went with, I was there with Governor McAuliffe, who also had some targeted goals to achieve, and I was there helping to facilitate some meetings.
Now, tell us something about your philanthropic activities.
Well, I guess it's very close to my heart, doing things in the community, as you do politically and you do socially. So my wife and I, we are very, we do things in our own way in a quiet fashion, of taking care of kids and also serving the community.
Besides all that, you are also a journalist. I understand that you are now contributing journalist for the Washington Times. So what do you do in the Washington Times?
What we have decided to do is, as I want to create what you call as a South Asia blog, and my aim is to start writing blogs. I've talked to other folks. How do we get our South Asian voice there? Washington Times folks were very dear friends. They're also my strategic partners to get the messaging across, because we get the conservative views and values to the mainstream. But I want to get our South Asian mainstream values, which are very similar to the conservative values of the mainstream here, all joined together. And that's the reason we are starting something which is a blog where folks from the South Asian community can contribute to that. And that's what I'm trying to do, is why you should be a Republican, why you should vote in your best interest, which is vote Republican.
Okay. Now we have got 2 minutes left for this interview. Tell our viewers in these 2 minutes why they should vote for you in the coming election.
Well, quickly, Dr. Banik, thank you, and Neil Maji, thank you very much for having me on your show. My request to my community is that please, my goal is to add diversity to the growing strength of our community, and I want to just not have our strength in the business field or in academic field. I want to bring that into the political field, and hence the reason I would like to be the mentor or the person who helps to usher our youth, our folks who have been committed and are active in political process or want to be active in the political process. I want us to get out of our social and community organization and be more organized and be seen as a force to reckon with. So that's one reason I'm running. And the second thing is, I'm an ambassador of my community, being involved in the Republican Party. I feel that by having a seat on the table, I'm able to convey our values, our shared values, to the mainstream leadership. And the third thing is that when you're here, you have to participate. And that's the reason I'm participating. I enjoy politics. I'm very passionate about it. And I'm very proud to serve my community. And I'm very proud to be part of the leadership.
What are the shared values? Can you share quickly?
So our shared values are, we are all God-fearing. We all fiscally responsible. We all care about our communities. We all care about our families. We care about the education. And most importantly, we care about the country we live in. And that makes us great Americans.
Well, my friend Puneet, on behalf of the community, I wish you all the best for winning this very important position that you are aiming at this Saturday. All the best. We need you. The community needs you. The Indian American community needs you.
Well, thank you, sir. Your blessings are with me, I know, and I hope I have the blessings of my community. Thank you.